It was one of those days where it was just wonderful to be outside, and that's exactly where Rosie and Izzy were. They'd taken a walk to the edge of the woods, where a grassy meadow rolled down a hillside. "Oh, I love it out here," said Rosie, as she added another flower to her daisy chain. Izzy, sitting next to her in the long grass, was admiring a ladybug perched on a long stem. "Oh, me too," she said. "I could just stay out here forever." Izzy held out her finger for the spotty ladybug to climb onto it, which it happily did. "Hey, look, Rosie," she said delightedly. "I've made a friend." Rosie set aside her daisy chain and leant in closer to look. "Oh, it's beautiful," she said, smiling, just as the ladybug opened its wing cases, extended its wings, and flew away into the blue. "Oh," sighed Izzy sadly, "it's gone." "I wish we could fly like that," Rosie said. "Wouldn't it be wonderful to be able to fly in the blue sky just like that?" "Oh, yes," nodded Izzy. "I wish we could fly too." "Fly?" asked a voice from amongst the grass, making both girls jump. "In the sky?" A furry head poked through the grasses and flowers, followed by 2 long ears. "You're a bunny," said Rosie in surprise. "That's right," said the happy bunny. "Name's Bubba Bunny, and it sounds like it was lucky that I was passing." "How so?" added Izzy, still not quite believing they were talking to a rabbit. "Well, 'cause I'm a special kind of bunny, that's how. I can grant wishes, you know," said Bubba. "No, really?" asked Rosie. "Yeah, really," said the rabbit. "I must admit, I don't do it very often, but you two seem like a nice couple of polite, friendly girls, so I'd be happy to give it a go for you." Rosie and Izzy couldn't believe their luck. Bubba hopped in front of the 2 girls and wrinkled his nose. "So, you want to fly, eh?" "Oh, yes, please," said Izzy, "like a ladybug." "No problem," said the rabbit. He closed his eyes, pointed his ears straight upwards, and clapped his tiny paws together. Rosie and Izzy felt a tingling on their backs and realized they had wings. But when Izzy saw Rose's and Rosie saw Izzy's, their faces fell. They weren't ladybug wings at all. Bubba noticed their disappointed faces and asked, "What's the matter, girls? Aren't they right?" "Well, no, not really," said Rosie, giving her wings an experimental beat. "These are bat wings." "Are they?" asked Bubba. "Yeah," said Izzy. "See? They're made of skin. That's not like a ladybug's." "Oh, yes, well, I suppose you're right," said the rabbit. "And now I've disappointed you." "Oh, we don't mean to sound ungrateful," said Izzy quickly. "It's just that we were hoping for ladybug wings, that was all." Of course you were," said Bubba, and he closed his eyes, his ears went rigid, and he clapped his tiny paws together. "There, they've gone again." "Oh, thank you for trying," said Rosie. "Oh, I'm not really sure what went wrong," said the rabbit, rubbing his chin. "I thought ladybugs had wings like that, but now, of course, I know they belong to a bat. I'll try again. I'd hate to leave you both disappointed." "Oh, that's very good of you," smiled Izzy as Bubba closed his eyes, pointed his ears, and clapped his tiny paws. Immediately, the 2 girls felt a tingling upon their backs. "Oh," said Rosie. "Oh, my," said Izzy. The pair of them unfurled long, black feathered wings. "That's better," said Bubba proudly. "1 pair of ladybug wings each." "But these aren't ladybug wings," said Rosie. "Aren't they?" replied the shocked bunny. "No," said Izzy. "These belong to a crow. A crow is a bird, not an insect." Bubba smacked his paw against his forehead. "Oh, of course! Ladybugs are insects. I knew that." Straight away, he closed his eyes, pointed his ears, and clapped his tiny paws together. The crow wings disappeared.
"I'll have another go," insisted the bunny. "I really will get it right this time. I'm practically an expert on insects, so this should be really easy."
"Okay," said Rosie.
"If you're sure,"
nodded Izzy. Bubba screwed up his eyes, pointed his ears to the sky, and clapped his tiny paws together. Rosie and Izzy felt the familiar tingling upon their backs as their new wings appeared.
"Wow,"
said Izzy.
"They're beautiful,"
added Rosie, clearly thrilled.
"Ta-da,"
said Bubba, looking smug.
"Told you I was an expert on insects." "But,"
began Izzy, her voice trailing off.
"But what?"
asked the rabbit, looking worried.
"These aren't ladybug wings either," Lizzie said quietly. "They're butterfly wings,"
said Rosie, opening them wide so they caught the breeze.
"Gah! Oh, this'll thump,"
said the rabbit, flopping down onto his little white tail.
"I just can't seem to get it right." "But they are really lovely," said Rosie. "I like them." "But they're not what I promised you,"
said Bubba, clearly upset with himself. He closed his eyes once more, pointed his ears, and brought his tiny paws together in a clap.
"Oh," said Rosie, "I was enjoying those."
"I really am a useless rabbit," Bubba sniffed. "I don't seem to be able to get anything right."
"Hey, don't cry,"
said Izzy. She sat down next to the little rabbit and gave him a gentle cuddle.
"It's all right, we don't mind." "Yeah," agreed Rosie. "It's been fun, even though they weren't ladybug wings."
"Do you remember me saying that I don't grant wishes very often?"
added the rabbit.
"Well, this is the reason why. I get in such a muddle. Look at the mess I've made."
"It's not a mess," said Izzy. "There's no harm done."
"Would this help?" asked Rosie. She walked over with her hands cupped together and bent down before the bunny. Slowly, she uncapped her hands to reveal a tiny spotted ladybug on her palm.
"I just found it on a flower."
"Is that a ladybug?"
asked Bubba, speaking softly so not to frighten the miniature creature.
"Yes,"
said Izzy.
"Isn't it pretty?"
But where are the wings?"
asked the confused rabbit. All he could see was the ladybug's curved red back and its black spots.
"Oh, they're under the spots," said Rosie. "They're wing cases. They protect the wings when it's not flying. When it wants to fly, it opens up the wing cases and the wings appear." Just as she said it, the ladybug did just that, lifting off into the air and heading off across the meadow. "Oh, I get it now,"
said Bubba happily.
"Right, girls, here we go."
He screwed up his eyes, pointed his ears, and clapped his tiny paws together.
"We've got ladybug wings!"
shouted Izzy with delight.
"Oh, they're magnificent!"
giggled Rosie, dancing in a circle.
"Oh, they are rather good,"
chuckled Bubba. He was twisting his head to look over his shoulder, where he'd given himself wings, too.
"Shall we fly?"
asked Izzy as she got her wings flapping.
"Oh, yes!"
cried Rosie, and the three of them lifted up into the air. Up into the blue sky they rose, over the meadow, then above the tall trees of the wood.
"It's amazing!"
laughed Izzy, circling the others in a wide loop. They spent the next few hours swooping and swirling through the afternoon sky, laughing and playing on their ladybug wings. Eventually, though, tiredness got the better of them, and they sank back to the grass of the meadow to rest. Bubba closed his eyes, pointed his ears, and clapped his tiny paws, and their ladybug wings vanished.
"Oh, thank you, Bubba,"
said Rosie.
"Yes, thank you," echoed Izzy. "That really was the best fun we've ever had."
"Oh, me too,"
admitted the bunny.
"I've not had so much fun in a long time."
"Then let's meet up again tomorrow," suggested Rosie. "We could do it all again." "Oh, I've got an idea," said Izzy quickly. "We could try a different animal. How about having the tail of a squirrel so we can balance up in the treetops?" "Oh, great idea," agreed Rosie. Yes, yes,
nodded an excited Bubba.
we'll do that. We'll meet right back here. Oh, it'll be so much fun.
So the two girls waved goodbye and headed home for their dinners, leaving the happy little bunny to watch them leave. Then, just as Rosie and Izzy were out of sight, a tiny ladybug flew down and landed on Bubba's outstretched paw. He watched it for a moment, feeling truly happy.
Okay,
He said,
squirrels, they're the ones with big teeth and stripes, right?
"The end."
So that you don't miss a single episode, just click that subscribe button.